Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today, let's talk about the smartphone market in India. First, let's see all the smartphone brands currently selling their products in India. Okay, so we have the big ones, Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi. And then the other companies under BBK Electronics, which includes OnePlus, Oppo, Vivo, Realme. Then we have other companies, LG, Motorola, Huawei, Nokia, and HTC. Obviously, Chinese brands take up the majority of the market in India. In fact, according to statistics in Q1 of 2020, around 75% of the market share is captured by Xiaomi, Vivo, Realme and Oppo. OnePlus had a market share of 35% in the premium segment, which consists of phones above 30,000 rupees, beating some big players like Samsung with 23% and Apple with 22%. India is the second largest smartphone market after China. In 2019, over 158 million smartphones were shipped to India, out of which Chinese manufacturers shipped 113 million mobiles. So it shouldn't come as a surprise when I tell you that last year, India's data usage per smartphone was the highest in the world at 9.8 GB per month. And this is just your standard mobile data that you get from your telecom provider. Apart from this, most people use broadband, so India definitely consumes the most internet worldwide. After the entry of Jio in September 2016, data consumption has exploded and mobile data traffic is still growing and is expected to account for 75% of overall mobile traffic by 2024. Now the reason why Chinese smartphones are so popular in India is because of their value for money. Companies like Xiaomi, Oppo and Vivo offer great specifications for a very reasonable price. Other companies are unable to match their pricing to similar specifications. In the mid-range market for smartphones, Chinese companies have the lead because of this very reason. Suppose an average user in India wants to buy a smartphone with a Snapdragon processor. The only option available for that user in the mid-range category would be these smartphones from Chinese brands. Other phones from Samsung too have Snapdragon processors but are very expensive and usually crosses the budget of a typical Indian user. It makes the most sense for these companies to manufacture in India, considering the immense volume of phones that needs to be manufactured to meet the demands. So you might have observed that many of these companies have a Made in India sticker on the packaging. Most of these phones from Chinese brands are manufactured in India. In fact, the COO of Xiaomi India said that 99% of their phones are made in India. These phones are manufactured at an insane speed of 3 mobile phones per second. These phones might be marketed under a Chinese brand, but they are assembled in India and are providing jobs to Indians. Xiaomi phones are manufactured in 2 factories in India. One is in Tamil Nadu and the other in Andhra Pradesh. These factories are owned by Foxconn, a Taiwanese company. All the operators working in the factory in Andhra Pradesh are women. This factory employs around 15,000 people. Also, these made in India Xiaomi phones are exported to neighboring countries like Bangladesh and Nepal. What about the local Indian smartphone brands that exist today, such as Jio, Lava, Karbonn? Most of these are low-end and they don't have the same specifications as other brands in the same price range. Many brands will be available which have a better specs list for the same price. This is where many Indian smartphone brands lose out to other companies. However, this can change with the advancing trend in technological innovations in India. Worldwide and even in India, everything is being made digital. From banking to education and finance, everything is being made digital. This means in the further years to come, the number of smartphones and internet usage is expected to increase exponentially. With some of the recent changes in policies and initiatives, daily activities are being made digital. But let us see the potential that India has to gain control of this market. I was reading this article the other day and I thought it was worth sharing. This article was by Hindustan Times. Lava is one of the few Indian phone brands that survived the influx of Chinese companies over the years. According to Counterpoint's report for Q1 2020, Chinese phone companies have taken over 50% of market share in India. South Korean Samsung has about 16%. Indian smartphone companies have a minuscule 0.2% market share according to the research firm. Another research firm, TechArc, says that over the past 6 years, Indian smartphone brands' market share slipped from 55 to under 2%. Lava International's president Sunil Raina says, I believe the next decade belongs to India because in the next decade things are going to change dramatically. The skilling is going to happen. See, till now what was the case? 10 years back, the case was the customer's expectation of quality and experience was way below what it is today. You cannot go back and say, okay, I am going to use the same quality and same experience, and just because I am Indian, people will buy my products, which is not going to work anymore. If people have to buy an Indian brand, they will buy it on merit. And we must work harder now to make sure that we attain that merit. So, then consumers choose us. It is not some sentiment is going against somebody and therefore you will gain. You will have to gain on our merit and not at someone else's disadvantage. Because of all this, Micromax first confirmed it is working on new smartphones on Twitter. Tweets were addressed to Micromax asking the company to launch new phones that can serve as alternatives to Chinese smartphones in India. Micromax replied to one of these tweets saying that they are working hard internally and will soon come up with something big. Micromax is reportedly planning to make a comeback with 3 new smartphones. Micromax hasn't teased any of its upcoming products, but it has been responding to tweets confirming the launch. The new Micromax smartphones will debut next month, according to a report by Gadgets 360. All 3 smartphones are said to be priced under 10,000 rupees. Among the 3, one would be a budget smartphone but with premium features and a modern look. Karbonn has been making feature phones for a while now. However, the company looks set to re-enter the smartphone territory. Sachin Devsare, Executive Director Karbonn Mobiles, told the Mobile Indian in an interview that the company will be launching 2 new smartphones in the country in August. Both of these will reportedly price under Rs 10,000. He also confirmed to launch a smartphone from Karbonn as well as other connected devices, some of which have not been launched in India by any other brand. Devsare also said that Karbonn has been working on its phone software to make it robust and secure by adding an extra layer of security to prevent data leakage. He also said the Karbonn UI will not have any advertisements. Compared to other countries, the order of priority of what Indians look in a smartphone is its price, then its battery life, and then its design or style. So this is a metric that needs to be considered when manufacturing a smartphone to catch the eyes of a typical smartphone buyer in India. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected the smartphone manufacturers too. In the Times of India report, Oppo, Vivo, Realme and Xiaomi smartphone production in India are down to 30 to 40% of normal levels due to a disruption in component supplies from China and labor shortage owing to COVID-19 safety protocols. Hundreds of employees at the Foxconn factories don't have work to do as shipments are delayed. Further, brands like Oppo and Vivo have put their India investment plans on hold amid escalating geopolitical tensions. I have linked down all the articles I have mentioned in this video down in the description box if you'd like to have some more insight into this topic. The potential for growth in smartphone sector is huge for the Indian market given its developments in recent times. Indian smartphone usage has increased rapidly to such an extent that it has broken records and predictions several times over the years. In December 2019, India had 502.2 million smartphone users. With the technological advancements in India and the potential that it has, India can surely start taking over the smartphone market again and probably even export made in India smartphones in the years to come. So that's it for today guys. Please do leave a comment on what you think about this issue. And please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.